Hi everyone, it's Louise with louisemckayart and welcome to my channel. And today I'm doing a 16-inch Lazy Susan. This is not from IKEA. I'm not buying any more of those. If you do buy any from IKEA, which are a better deal than the ones off of Fair, I would recommend that you resin the surface of it before you even pour on it to give it a good stable base coating that will prevent it from warping. Have not heard back from my contact at IKEA to help me out understand what might have happened in the meantime, but in the meantime, this is a Lipper International 16-inch Lazy Susan. I get them off a website called Fair, F-A-I-R-E, and these are really nice. So what I've got here, I've got it balanced out, leveled out as best as I can for right now. Yeah, so I'm going to be laying down my colors. I always start with a pillow. Then I go into my paint, and then I go into my cell activator. Bloom is always 3 steps, 3 parts to the bloom. And let me go over the colors real quick before I get going, because I'll probably fast forward as I lay down the colors. This is Sky Blue Light. And these are all mixed with my pouring medium, which is Sky Blue Light. Pouring medium is Valspar 833124 with MinWax semi-gloss. This is Artist Loft Aqua Green. Next color is Prussian Blue by Amsterdam. Next color is my gold combination, my usual gold combo. I love this combination, these two colors together, Goldens and DecoArt. And then my last color is Payne's Gray, which is a combination of Golden to give it the blue and the Amsterdam to thicken it up a little bit, because this was a little thin when I was mixing it up for consistency. Okay, what's more important than having this leveled out is have your table leveled out. So when this dries, it takes about a good 10 days to dry. You want to have that table level the whole time. Most critical are the first couple days. So as I lay this out, I'm going to probably go on fast forward. I'm just stretching out the pillow. But note, I don't cover the entire top. I have not checked to see that this is centered. Let's give it a little spin and see where we are. It's actually not bad. All right, I'm gonna lay down a little more. And let me tell you, for me, Lazy Susans do really well. I'll tell you, my Lazy Susans and coasters are great. They're great for me. And I sell on a couple of stores downtown, and I don't have to go to any art fairs. I don't have to do any pop-ups. It's pretty simple. I just drop it off and it gets sold, and then I'm done. It's really good. Okay, so that's plenty of pillow paint. So let's start laying down the colors, and I will go on fast forward for this. I'm going to try to find the middle, and I see this is a little bit bubbly. I've been fixing this paint this morning because it's got a little thick, so I had to adjust the consistency a little bit by adding a little more pouring medium, a little more color. Went down to the store yesterday, and as I was in the store, somebody was buying 2 Lazy Susans. I was like, yes, yes. It's so nice and satisfying. And then, of course, the store owner says, and here's the artist who made those. It was so fun. It's so fun to see the people who are actually purchasing this item, which is probably what you get that satisfaction when you do your, when people do fairs, which I've never done. And I talked all about that in a prior video I put out. And back to this, I have a matching coaster set. I'm just showing you what the video is above there. If you want to see that creation as well, that was my test palette for this creation. And I also want to add to check out my description. I have links to some of the products I use and also links to some of the more educational and useful type tutorials that you might find helpful. All right, so I'm going to use only my white cell activator this time, and this is my American Floetrol cell activator recipe. I have a video 141, I'll link it above. It shows you what the ingredients are down to the gram and also how I create it right in front of you. I'm going to lay it down. I'm going to blow it out with my mouth, and then I'm going to blow with a hairdryer. Just so you know, I have my little Berta over here. It's a 1,000-watt hairdryer. Got it off Amazon a few years ago. They don't carry this specific brand, but they have something that's a comparable substitute. I have it linked in the description. I'll be putting this on high and cool as I blow this out. I have a step stool that I'll be bringing up so I have a better angle as I blow this out. Okay. Cell activator. Now I'm going to jump on here and voice over through some of this, and I always want to remind people to stir your cell activator before you lay it down. I mean, immediately beforehand and stir it good. And I also want to point out how little cell activator I'm putting down there in the middle. You don't need to go crazy. If your cell activator is working right, you just need that little dot right there. And what I'm doing here is I'm blowing straight down into that little cell activator dot to get it to form up in as much of a circle as possible and get a little ridge at the edge where the cell activator is meeting the paints. And I'm going to turn down the hairdryer volume as I talk through this. So I have the hairdryer and it's on high and cool, and I do not have a concentrator at the end of it. I just have it blowing open, and I am blowing out those paints, kind of waggling that airflow as I blow it out to get that petal to form as much of a nice rounded petal as possible. Now the way you blow out with the hairdryer is very similar to the way I always tell people how to blow out with the mouth. And if I may suggest video 419, it's all about the art of the blow, but it also implies the same concept with the hairdryer. Right there. I'm going to pull the pillow paint to the edge. So as I get ready to spin this, it'll know where it's supposed to go. As I go through this video, I will fast forward in spots where I can safely move ahead, leaving you with not missing anything pertinent. I have a really good tutorial. It's 312 if you want to see a full tutorial. And this was done a few years ago, so I've got better technique now. But it gives you still the essentials to creating one of these, to include the resin part. If you want to see that. It's a great video. I did hurt my hand in it, though. I put the chisel into my hand. That was back before I realized that an X-Acto blade is better for cleaning the back. Okay, look how nicely the centers come back. Okay, nice gentle spin to start. Here we go. Nice and easy. I may need a little more pillow paint, but let's just keep it going. That's nice and easy. Keep it going. It's looking really good. The idea here is to have everything spread out as equally as possible to the edges, kind of at the same pace. This side's going a little faster. But now that I got some going over the edge, I can finish everything else over the edge, get it all to spin out, hopefully around the same rate. Oh, this is really pretty. I want to go this way just a hair. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cheat it up in that direction. Just a little. Just to give the weight of the paint a little extra impetus to go in that direction. A little more. A little more. It's going to look cattywampus as we go. And a little more. Really going to go wild here. But still, gentle spins. So as I continue forward here, I'm going to cut out some of the spinning just to save some time. Okay, I'm going to take a look here and see what we got. My scrap bucket. Now I'm going to cut through some of this. All I'm doing is cleaning up the bottoms, extra drips, and I'm putting them in the scrap bucket so I can use it for future creations. Okay, I need to check the middle for depth. All right, that's pretty spun out. So I'm pretty much done as far as spinning. What I'm going to do next is just palette knife work. Use this little guy. And I'm going to do just a little bit of stretchy. And this is called a scoop and drag, and all I'm doing is scooping under the paint, getting into the pillow, and lifting up some of the paint composition to stretch it out over the sides and into the negative space. Fill in the edges a bit. Right, I think we're pretty close. Give you the overall look. Looks pretty good. I think we're gonna call it a wrap. I'll get you down for a wet result and then I'll show you the resin result in the end. All right, everybody, thanks for being here. So everyone, that's a wrap, and here are the wet results, and of course I always share with you the final resined results so that you see that we went from start to finish without a hitch. And I do want to point out that this is resin top coated with this KS resin liquid stone I have pictured above. I use it on all my functional art. It's heat resistant and quite durable, and it's intended for bar tops. I do have a 10% off discount code in the description. You get 10% off and I get 5% back toward future purchases, so it's a win-win for everyone. I hope you all enjoyed this tutorial, and if you're new here, please join me, subscribe, hit the bell and all. You'll get all my latest art tutorials. These are all free, but I do offer some private, extremely in-depth, all-in-one tutorials, and if you're interested in anything, just leave a note in the comments. Upcoming, I will share with you a taste of some of my playlists, and at the end, I will link a playlist for all my Lazy Susans. So with all that said, that's all I have for now, everybody, and take care. Till next time.